Blood Hands from 1990. Somebody is killing people in Kickboxing Town. Theme song.
Calhoun's Reviews! Calhoun's Reviews!
If you want to watch Blood Hands, well, check on YouTube because it's not really streaming anywhere legally. So there's a whole subgenre of kickboxing movies. I mean, they have kickboxing in the title. I'm sure that they're not really kickboxing, but I never really got into them. So, and so this was one of the first ones, if not the first one I think I've seen all the way through. This comes from the genius of Teddy Chu, aka Teddy Page, aka lots of other names. He brought us the classic Blood Debts, which I'll link to up there. So you know it's going to be good. And I did notice looking through this that Chu has a thing with naming movies with blood something. Got a lot of them. So what it's about. Anyway, there's a guy lives in a town where everybody seems to know about kickboxing. One of the podcasts I listen to says when they talk about Cobra Kai, they call it Karate Town because everybody on Cobra Kai, everybody in the town seems obsessed with martial arts. And in the same way, I started thinking that this is Kickboxing Town. So Bloody Hands we start off with a guy and his friends, and he's apparently a kickboxing champ. He's got this medallion.
I've always wanted one of these babies. It's a real beauty.
And they kill a grocery store owner who was also into martial arts.
I got a black belt here that says I can knock all four of you on your asses. Oh, yeah?
And then when they're leaving in the car, him and his friends are in, it breaks down. And it just happens to be in the house they go to happens to be owned by his ex-girlfriend.
James, is it really you?
So the husband shows up, and the kickboxing champ, he starts to assault the woman, and the son and the husband's there, and they end up killing the wife and the husband. But Steve is their son, who was coincidentally apparently in Kill Squad, which is another movie I reviewed. He is also a kickboxer, so it's up to him to avenge their deaths. So we kind of get to one of the first seeming plot holes. I don't know. How old is the kickboxing champ and the girlfriend?
James, is it really you?
Because Steve, their son, does not look like he's a teenager anymore. He looks like he's older than that. So even at the very least, let's say he's 17, because he is shown driving, I think. The kickboxing champ still has a thing for this woman 17 years later. Later on, there's also a mention that Steve and the girl he's with, that I assumed was his girlfriend, that they were their foster parent and families.
That's a terrible tragedy. First their foster parents are killed, and now these people are after them.
So maybe the mom's not the birth mother, but does that mean that Steve and the girl are not dating and they're brother and sister? Or maybe both? Who knows? And so during the fight, because, the dad, he also knew martial arts. So during the fight, the kickboxing champ loses his medallion. And so we have kind of a double thing here. Steve is trying to figure out who killed his parents, and the bad guys are trying to get the medal back because it means a lot, but it's also, can lead the cops to them. So it actually is a pretty good setup. So what makes this movie awesome? Well, first of all, we have the acting. We have great acting like the mom and dad.
You remember all those arguments we used to have? You're always saying that if Stevie learned kickboxing, he was always going to be getting in trouble.
Oh, that.
I'm taking it all back. I never realized that our son would turn out to be such a kind and considerate man as he is today.
Yeah, we are pretty lucky.
It is a shame they got killed too quickly. We have this amazing, she's supposed to be the mother of this grown-ass man who is apparently, though, dating this other guy who doesn't seem that much older than him a long time ago. Then we also have this amazing plot, airtight, not a single flaw. So you might ask yourself, the girlfriend finds the medal. Why didn't she turn it over to the cops? Shut up, that's why. And we have the timeline, totally consistent, doesn't make any sense, no errors at all, because we have Steve comes to find his parents are dead. The bad guys realize they've left the medal at the crime scene.
Stallion, it's gone. What? You lost the one dumb shit? Hey, you could have dropped it anywhere. Hey, man. Anywhere could be the house.
Steve buries his parents, goes to work out at the gym. And then the bad guys finally get back to the crime scene, which, apparently that would have took days, at least one day at the very least. So you're asking, why didn't the bad guys just immediately go back to the crime scene? Shut up, that's why. Then there's the fact that these guys are worried about the cops getting the medal, which would lead them back to them. But they don't seem to care at all that they killed the grocery store owner in front of people in the grocery store. But then again, the police don't seem to care either. We also get a group of bullies that Steve knows.
Here's your ball, Bruce. Get a load of this, guys. Hey. We've got a kickboxing champion.
But either they haven't heard that his parents got murdered, or they're just stone cold assholes, and they're so hardcore that they don't care and they still pick a fight with him.
Better leave my mother out of this, Bruce. And what the fuck you going to do? You gonna piss on all of us?
Turns out one of the bullies is the son of one of the guys that was in with killing the dad. Then, along with that, though, we have a great scene where the bully tries to explain to his dad, I don't want to be a kickboxer.
Why aren't you in the gym? I told you I did not want to see your face around here till you get your shit together. Dad, we gotta talk. I'm quitting the game. What? I'll never be good enough for you, Dad. You always compare me to someone else, Dad, I'm not someone else. It's me, Dad. It's just Bruce. You think I don't know my own son? Of course you're Bruce.
And we have great sound effects. And when I first watched it, there were definitely places where I could not understand the dialogue. The fights are pretty good, actually. The training montage is pretty fun. There's a great scene where the girlfriend is beating the boyfriend in the stomach. In short, Blood Hands is awesome. I'm going to give it 5 thumbs up. You've got bloody hands. Blood Fist? Never heard of it. Blood Hands is awesome. And you know what else would be awesome if you like to subscribe? I tried to hold it in, but I couldn't.